Hey guys. All right, man, I miss teaching. So I decided, you know what? I'm gonna do like a quick blast from the past guitar lesson. Why not? And what I'm gonna do it on is CAGED method because I think a lot of people don't know what the fuck it is, and it sounds daunting or stupid or something. The CAGED method, what the fuck is that stupid shit? It's actually, if you've been playing for a long time, you're already using like all kinds of shit from it. You just don't know what to call it. It's like you're speaking a language, but you don't know how to write it or something. I don't know how I would do an analogy on that, but I learned it from Fretboard Logic. Bill Edwards, Fretboard Logic. This is volume 3, but I learned it from volume 1. And I think it's the only fucking thing you need. And I thought it was funny. When I went to AIM, they were not using the CAGED method at that point in time. And I actually took Fretboard Logic down there and I asked Bill Hart and a bunch of different people, Sid Woolfolk and Carl Culpepper and just different people. And they were like, that's all right. And then 2 years later, they went to it. And I was like, but I actually talked with Bill Edwards on the phone, and that was the weird thing. Is if you call the number on the back of Fretboard Logic, he will answer the fucking phone. And not only will he answer the phone, but if you tell him you're a big fan of the book, he will fucking quiz you. And he actually did. He quizzed me. He was like, all right, I'm going to quiz you. Make sure you can't see a guitar. You can't see a fretboard. And then he started quizzing me. It was insane for about 45 minutes, and it was ridiculous. Anyway, I think it's one of the most powerful things that, for me, it was an absolute fucking game changer. Whether you can tell or not when you watch me play, it helped me out fucking immensely. And just because it puts everything together in perspective and makes the fretboard make sense. And it also opens up your whole array of all your different chord voicings and everything else. Because before Fretboard Logic, if you would have asked me how many places are there that you can play, a chord, I would have said 1, 2, I don't know, 3, I don't know. Really, the answer, not including inversions, but playing all 6 strings, would be 5. But there's a shit ton more with inversions if you know the degrees within each of the forms. But anyway, all right, I'm going to go straight into it. The main thing about the CAGED method is that you've got to start thinking of chords as 2 different things, not just one. So like if someone says to me, Shane, play an E chord, the first thing I actually think, but I don't say, is which one. I know as long as I play an E chord some fucking place, it'll probably be good. Whether I do that one or that one or that one. But it's kind of cool when you can actually be specific. But it's definitely cool whether you can communicate it with somebody else or not, that you have it at your disposal, because at least, if nothing else, you can look at, in a 2-guitar situation, you can look at what the other guitar player is doing and go, I don't want to double him. I want to do something different. Because like if you're in a 2-guitar band, if you're both fucking playing the same exact thing the whole time, then what's the point? You're just twice as fucking loud. I don't know. It's redundant, right? So like if one guy's doing, this E, then you could be doing that one. You could be doing that one, or you could be doing like something weird like this one. That's not a good one. What's the other one? I'm missing one here. Oh, this one. Not a very rock one. Anyway, all right. So the first thing you got to do is think of chords 2 different ways, and I'll show you why. So, and let's use E as our example. You have to think of it as the form. And okay, so the first question I would have if someone said that to me is, okay, the form from where? From open position, okay? So the 5 cowboy chords that you know, these 5, E, A, D, C, and G. Those are your 5 forms, okay? Your finger is your human capo. So when you do bar chords, you may not have known this, but your first finger is really nothing more than a human capo. And I'll show you why. So you know that E can be taken for a walk. What I mean by taken for a walk is moved up and down the fretboard. You know that form. You learned that after you played guitar for 5 minutes. You knew that. You knew it about A too. And you may have known it about D, but maybe not the full form like that, but just the 5 form where you're just playing the 1, 5, and 1. You knew it about that. Especially if you grew up on metal, doing shit like... You learned that, but you didn't know that actually you're just playing the 1, 5, 1 and leaving the 3 out. But I'm digressing. Let me get back to, so form, meaning what it looks like in its open position. When you move it and you use your first finger as the capo, you're changing your root. And so I think of something like this A as an E form A chord. I don't think of it as just an A chord. Because if you said to me, play an A chord, I would go, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about this one? You're talking about this one? You're talking about this one? This one? This one? This one? Okay? So 5. There's 5 of them right there. Within each of those guys, there's also inversions, but I'll get to that later if you guys actually like this and if I'm actually helping anybody. Hope I am. So, all right, so let's go back. So 2 different ways you're thinking about it. You're thinking about the form, meaning how it relates if it were played open, with your last 3 fingers is the giveaway. So that, if I slide it down to open position, is obviously E, and it's an E form. I've now designated it that. So if I take it for a walk up to here, I'm going, it's E form, but now it's an A because I've moved it up to this position at A. Okay. All right, so same thing with C. If I grab C with my last 3 fingers, okay, in this case, my root note is riding where my pinky is at. Okay, so if I walk it up to here, now it's a D, now it's an E, now it's an F, now it's a G, now it's an A. All right, so now that we've established that, last 3 fingers and what's going on down here is form, and then as you take it for a walk. So what does caged mean? What is this caged shit? Well, I'm going to use the key of C as my example, and I'm going to start with open C, and we're going to do 5 different C chords, and that will illustrate what the fuck caged means if you don't know. All right, so we're going to start with open C cowboy chord. So it is a C form, and it's a C chord. So it's both. C form, C chord. Okay. So the next letter in the word caged is A. So I'm going to go to A form. So caged is talking about the forms. Okay? So keep that in mind. Caged is referring to the forms. All right. So here we go. C form, C chord. A form, C chord. What's the next letter in the word caged? G. G form, C chord. Next letter, E. E form, C chord. Next letter, D. D form, C chord. Okay? So that's what happened. C, A, G, E, and D. Forms. All 5 of what I just played were C chords. Okay? So if you start somewhere in the middle of the word, so let's go to E. So I've got an E form, E chord. Next letter in the word caged, D. So I'm going to go here. All right. So there you go. It's an E chord, D form. Okay, the next letter in the word caged is C. So I'm going to go to C form, my last 3 fingers. See that? Bar there. C form, E chord. A being the next letter in the word caged. A form, E chord. Ooh, where'd I go? A, okay, G. I was mentally rebelling against that because I hate it. The only reason why you need to know about that is because you just need to know how it all relates and sits next to each other. So you're just basically moving an entire grid around, and once you kind of know where you're at, you know, like if I started on G, I would know that's a G. That's a G. That's a G. That. Just form and what the chord really is. Form and what the chord really is. Form, E. Chord really is A. So that's how the whole cage thing works. And then if you get into the degrees and memorize your degrees of all 5 different forms, then that's where shit is on fire. I mean, it'll really help you out. So if you know, like, E form is 1 5 1 3 5 1, A form is 1 5 1 3 5. Is that right? It's been a minute since I've did this. 1 5 1 3 5. Yeah, that's correct. D is what? Oh, I'm not even gonna go through them. I'll probably fuck them up. But anyway, that is the CAGED method. So, all right. I hope if anybody learned something from that, then that's bitching. I really miss teaching. I had a lot of fun doing it. Had some students that ended up going to college and forming little bands, and I'm still friends with them on Facebook, and it was kind of cool to watch them, you know, do their thing and go forth with it, and it was pretty bitchin'. I wonder how many of them actually still play. It was a lot of fun. I starved to death. Teaching is a very fucking noble thing, because you're broke. Anyway, all right, and any of you guys that want to make fun of me, because, you know, you already know all that shit, suck it, man. All right? Suck it. All right. If you liked it, though, then I'll go into where inversions are at and help you out with, like, some more chord shit, because it's fun. All right. Thanks for indulging me. Bye.